Bismillah, wassalatu wassalam, ala rasulillah, amma ba'd. This is Hadith class number 7, الدرس السابع. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما بين بيتي ومنبري روضة من رياض الجنة متفق عليه. On the authority of Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu that he said that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, which is between my house and my minbar is gardens from the gardens of Jannah, collected by Bukhari and Muslim. In this hadith here, which is a very very short hadith, and which with a little explanation, because the hadith is not that much in depth of understanding, and I'm not no scholar, so I couldn't give you an hour or 2 hour explanation of this one hadith. But so far as my knowledge of this hadith, is that this is one of the signs or one of the miracles that the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu had, which is the gardens from the gardens of Jannah between his house and his minbar. And as we know from the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu, is that his house was right next to the masjid. His house was right next to the masjid, like directly next to the masjid. So he said, between my house and my minbar is gardens from the gardens of Jannah, which the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu telling you that he has gardens. He has between his house and his minbar, there's gardens. And some of the ulama say that when he means by gardens from the gardens of Jannah, is that he's talking about um, the circles of knowledge between his house and his minbar. Is circles of knowledge. As you know, the Messenger of Allah said that when you walk past a garden, you should go and you should take from that garden, meaning take from the circles of knowledge. So some of the scholars say that this hadith it means that is that it's talking about between his house and his minbar there is circles of knowledge, which is gardens of Jannah, and some of the scholars say that it was that it's talking about the actual gardens of Jannah between his house and his minbar is actually gardens from the gardens of Jannah, which we know this is from the Aqidah of the unseen, the ghaib, which the Messenger of Allah only seen himself. So what is apparent is that it actually is a garden from the gardens of Jannah between his house and his minbar. And Allahu Alam the distance between the house and his minbar, but between that is gardens from the gardens of Jannah, which this was something that was given to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also, now his house is actually now his grave. His house is now his grave. His house is now his grave. Where his house was at is now this is where his grave was at. So if you're one who has made Hajj before or have ever prayed in the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Masjid and got a chance to visit his grave, then you will actually be able to say the distance between his house and maybe if somebody can know exactly where his minbar was at that time, because I doubt that now where the minbar is at in Masjid Nabawi is where the minbar was at when the Messenger Sallallahu was there. But if you know somebody that knows the distance of that, then you can see the distance between his minbar and his house. It's gardens from the gardens of Jannah, and the garden. Inshallah, we just know that this is one of the prophecies of the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and this is one of the barakat that he has is that he can see these things. There's also another narration where he said he's seen Laylatul Qadr. He said he's seen Laylatul Qadr, but Allah caused him to forget. In other narration, when he walked through the hellfire, or when he seen his spot in Jannah, he wanted to stay, and the angels told him, your time is not yet." So this type of thing that the Messenger of Allah knew, and he seen things that we couldn't see, and that's when also he said that if you knew what I knew, you would cry more and laugh less. Meaning his knowledge of the unseen and knowledge of the punishment that goes on, and also the bliss. So him having Jannah, having gardens between his house and his minbar, then we know that this is something that is possible for the Messenger of Allah to happen, and this is true because it's collected by Bukhari and Muslim. So this is true, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us to strengthen our understanding of the Aqidah of Islam, and to know the miracles of the Messenger of Allah. And indeed, this hadith right here shows one of the miracles of the Prophet is that Allah gave him a garden from the gardens of Jannah between his house and his minbar. And for the benefit of the listeners, I will recite the hadith one more time. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما بين بيتي ومنبري روضة من رياض الجنة متفق عليه. On the authority of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, they said that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu said, which is between my house and my minbar as gardens from the gardens of paradise. Muttafaq, collected by Bukhari and Muslim, and we know no doubt that whatever is collected by Bukhari and Muslim is authentic. And this is one of the beliefs of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, that you believe that between his house and his minbar, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu had gardens from the gardens of paradise. May Allah bless us, increase in Iman and increase in our correct understanding of the Aqidah, so that we can reflect on these different things, that are unseen, that the Messenger of Allah was given, and then try to imitate the Sahabas, the ones that was dear to him, and the ones that wasn't really dear to him as the other ones was. Try to implement all of them, because they was able to be there to narrate this hadith for the Messenger of Allah to actually say it out of his mouth, and them hear him say that he has gardens from the gardens of Jannah between his house and his minbar. Subhanakallah wa bihamdihi, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayh. Whatever I said that was incorrect is from myself and the shaitan. Whatever I said that was correct is from Allah wa Jal. May Allah bless you to understand from this hadith and benefit from this hadith.